Alright everybody, welcome back to another video here on Financial Friends. Today we are going to be discussing why John Deere is the Tesla of farming. But before we get into that, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers here on the channel, 1,000 members of the friend group. So if you want to join the friend group, go ahead and hit subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell right next to it. That way you're notified when a video comes out. And quickly, before we get this video started, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate your support and it helps push this video to more people. Let's go for 30 likes on this video. All right, let's go ahead and dive into things. Why is John Deere the Tesla of farming? Well, first off is automation, but easier. And the second thing is data, but better. So let's go ahead and dive into automation. Here are these sort of goals of both Tesla and John Deere within automation. You have Tesla with a vehicle trying to move through a road, and you have John Deere trying to get a piece of farming equipment like a tractor or combine through a field. Two very different goals, but nonetheless they want them automated. Let's dive further into those goals. Here you can see that Tesla wants to get someone from point A to point B. They want to, of course, avoid damage to the car, to the person, or to other cars or people. And they want to save your attention span. You still have to be in the vehicle to get from point A to point B. You can't avoid this driving thing altogether, but you can have a car do it for you and thus save your attention. Now, John Deere wants to achieve maximum time savings. Someone does not have to be in the vehicle at all times. This will also allow for minimum usage of materials. When you are a farmer, you don't want to use too many seeds. You don't want to use too much fertilizer. You want to make sure you're lapping the field in a proper way, not overlapping too much, because then you're wasting time and energy and gas, seeds or fertilizer, whatever it is. So this would allow for the minimum usage of materials, but it also allows for other things to be done, whether that be on the farm, in real life, managing the business, whatever it might be. Not having to be in the vehicle at all times would allow you to do other things. All of these lead to a more efficient process, less workers, less time, and less stress. Now, analyzing further, how is it easier for John Deere to automate? Well, this is the big kicker here. Remember, we're trying to achieve two very different tasks. A car is trying to move through a road and get someone somewhere. But this means there are all types of distractions and things that Tesla has to allow its vehicle to avoid. Things like people, cars, buildings, trains, signs, the lines on the road, animals, cones, potholes, construction, sudden stopping of other vehicles, reckless drivers. I could continue to think on and on and on. Emergency vehicles is another one that comes to mind right off the top of my head. So Tesla has to make sure its vehicle autonomously can avoid all of these things while also getting you from point A to point B. That is, to put it nicely, extremely difficult. Very difficult. Okay? Now, John Deere is on the 180 of the spectrum. They might have to avoid a person, like maybe if someone was in the field. They obviously have to avoid the road, but you could easily program it to just stay within the field, but you do have to avoid those roads, obviously. Potentially other farming equipment. My guess is you could have a few of these going at one time, but even then, the vehicles, if all John Deere, could literally speak to each other. Tesla does not have the advantage of having all or only their vehicles on the road at one time. You have Fords, GMs, Audis, BMWs, all these other cars that are on the road taking up space, not communicating with the Tesla, where if you had all John Deere farming equipment, it could easily communicate between each other, making sure it wouldn't run into each other. And of course, maybe an animal. You could be on a farm. This could be a random deer. It could be some other type of animal on your field that it might have to avoid. The huge difference here, and I obviously put "but" in capital letters, Tesla cannot just stop on a dime. If you stop on a dime, you could potentially get rear-ended. You could potentially cause an accident, right? You can't just stop a moving vehicle at 75 miles per hour. You could hurt someone on the inside of the car. This could be catastrophic to people behind you, to your car getting hit, to other people on the road swerving, this could be very, very catastrophic. A John Deere automated combine can just stop. They're in a field. There is minimal distraction, and that is my point. So again, stressing, these are two very different jobs. However, John Deere has a much easier job of achieving automation, which is, of course, the whole goal. Continuing to go forward, we can take a look at how John Deere can do data, but better. Tesla obviously collects data as you drive, and so does John Deere, right? That is the same across the board. But something that differentiates the two is that Tesla tries to create an autonomous vehicle by collecting your data, getting road data, driver safety data, how people drive in general, how those roads are being changed based on the way that people are driving. There are all types of different things that Tesla is collecting and testing for essentially. John Deere gives you back valuable insights with the data collected. You could see here I have the Operations Center linked. This is John Deere's Operations Center that you as a farmer could use. You can see what's happening, you can make decisions, you can help better profit by seeing where yields are. There is all types of information and it is collected for you and given back to you. But this also allows John Deere to make better decisions on how to automate the vehicles so that you, the farmer or the customer, can get a better yield, a better profit. All it's doing for Tesla is them. It is self-fulfilling, trying to build them a safer car to then sell back to you. But John Deere actually allows you to make more profit with the data that is collected. So this is, of course, an incentive, but the even bigger aspect, the better aspect, is John Deere has more market share. You could see here on the left side, Tesla has, at peak of last year, 2021, 2.59% market share. John Deere, right here, has an 18% overall market share in farming equipment. They have 53% of large tractors in the US and 60% of farm combines in the US. That means not only are they collecting more data faster, of course, in retrospect or in comparison between autonomous vehicles, being cars, and of course the automated farming equipment, they have a bigger market share of these farming equipment vehicles that they can then churn back out into those vehicles, creating better vehicles and a better product. You can also see comparatively via revenue, they have the largest amount of revenue worldwide in farm machinery. So, what is my point here? Of course, these two companies are trying to do very, very different things, but they are trying to do two of the same things: collect data for automation. Now, John Deere has a much easier task. Tesla does not. I invest in both of these companies, John Deere directly and Tesla indirectly via ETFs, but I still felt that this was just a really cool sort of idea and concept to bring to you guys here on YouTube. So, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button down below. Comment your opinion on this topic. What do you think about the comparison between John Deere and Tesla? I would love to hear your opinions. As I mentioned, leave them in the comments. I'll get back to everyone. And thank you so much for hitting subscribe and like. Have a great one and take care.